extras before we pass judgment. We got 4 extras. I don't know if they're like just cutscenes or if they're levels or what. The Morgue. Season 2. I have Season 2. They were in a bundle together. The sky is cloudy outside. Scalpel, thingies, and thingies. There must be something wrong with the water pressure valve. An anatomical model built of actual human bones. I have not finished here yet. Here, I have the police and medical report. The latter is still blank. According to the police, the deceased's name is Father Ernest Glynn. The man immolated himself. Yeah, he did. We will see if the police report is right. Good lord, what a mess. Scalpel. I'm not sure yet if I need to cut at all. I'll know what to do after a preliminar typo examination of the cadaver. The skin is all scorched. Cause of death is probably shock caused by the sudden burns. A horrible way of passing. What could lead a man of God to commit such an act? All that remains is to file the medical report so he can receive the proper treatment a fine gentleman deserves. Okay. This case still puzzles me. If he wanted to commit suicide, why did he do it in such a painful manner? Was he drugged or intoxicated? I should check his stomach for signs of poisoning. Yeah, cut him open. Yuck. Alright, the stomach looks fine on the outside. Now I should cut it open to check its contents. Ew. What is this? There's something strange in here. It looks like a piece of paper. Ew. It is a note. Ernest Glynn, Jeremiah DeWitt, Alexandra, and some 4th name. A crumpled note with 4 names, one of them crossed out. I think I should inform the inspector immediately. Bah! Oh, the extras are really short. Okay. Death sentence. Francis Baldwin. After being certified of your guilt by a peer jury, we find you guilty of the wicked and violent murders of 14 innocent and sick people. Because of this sentence, I am hereby authorized to execute you at this very moment by hanging to death in the sight of God. Would you like to make a final statement before we proceed? Ooh, silent movie. Why will you say that I am mad? You should have seen how mercifully I proceeded. With what love? It's the crazy necrophiliac. I saved them. I released them. Now they are in a better place. Do you still believe I am mad? Oh! He's just hanging out, man. Teehee. Oh, that one didn't even have anything. Wanderer in the fog. She is the only survivor. What happened to the others? They're all dead. I would like to talk to her. No. Number of remedies in china and glass jars. There's no doubt this is a Catholic monastery. Miss Parnell is staring meditatively at this small plant. Good afternoon. My name is Johann Kaufmann. I am a doctor. Would you mind if I asked you a few questions? Please be careful with what you ask. Miss Parnell's state is delicate. I am perfectly fine and able to talk, sister. Thank you for your consideration. Now, doctor, I understand you want me to repeat my story. I would be thankful to hear it indeed. Look at this dude's Doctor Strange cape. I'll stay outside if you need me. am a sane woman, Doctor, in complete control of my mind and reason. You do not dare to question it. I certainly wouldn't. Then I will commence. I woke up in the dark. The room was small, so narrow that I could touch the wooden walls just by raising my elbows. This was after the attack? This happened right after you were attacked? No, I think quite some time passed since that. I can barely remember anything of that while. When I got out, I found myself in my parents' house. I hadn't been there since they sent me to school. Maybe it was a dream? Maybe you were reenacting a memory of your childhood in your dreams. I am not making this up, Doctor. I know this really happened. I could feel the humid air on my skin, and I could smell the scent of the long time abandoned. I walked the rooms, unsettled by the silence. The place had the bleak feel of a ruin. Then I saw someone. In the opposite end of the corridor, an old woman stared at me. Who was she? An old woman? How should I know? I hadn't seen her before. I followed her out through the back alley and into the streets. I got lost in the burg of Aberdeen. The streets were deserted, and a thick fog covered everything. I thought I'd seen the old woman through the fog once or twice, but they could have been just shadows. Where was everybody? Did nobody walk the streets? I don't know, but I haven't said there was nobody. I met some people. Vagabonds. One of them was a priest. I remember a novelist and a boy, too. Tell me about the boy. Boy. I came across an abandoned carriage. The horse was long dead, its bones still harnessed to the cart. There was a young man petting the carcass of the animal. Did you talk to the boy? He was deaf, but I think he could read my lips. When he spoke, he did with a clear accent. He said he could only listen to the songs of the departed. Tell me about the priest. Where did you meet him? I met him in a stable. Good Lord, he said mass there among the beasts. Could you imagine the profanity? Tell me more about the novelist. The woman had never written a word. She created only in her mind, you know. She could tell the stories sentence by sentence, with perfect precision, and I could even hear a piece of her last work. What was the piece about? Do you remember anything about her work? Yes, the piece she told me was something like, "The shadows of the past soon melted within the land that loves silence. Through the fog they walked, found themselves lost. Hoping for a sign from their gods, they set camp on the beach where 30 birds awaited to meet their crown." What happened then? As I walked, the fog got denser. I could barely see anything around. I finally met the old woman. She didn't say a thing, but gave me a cardboard card. Then she left. She gave you a playing card? It was one of those used to tell fortune. There was a drawing on it of a veiled person holding a lamp. Then the mist seemed to clear out, and I could finally see. What do you mean? The fog opened to a giant clear space. Not in the city, it was a barren land bathed by a dark sea, and something else. What was it? It was there. It looked at me. The burning dark inside, the shaking, the scream. That vision. That I cannot understand. What is it, Doctor? Have I finally lost my strength of mind? I believe your story. I'm sure that what you lived was real. But I'm afraid that I currently lack any proof that can confirm your account. I am sorry. I should leave. Thank you for your time. Bye, Felicia. Beechworth's Wake. He does not look dead, but just asleep. I barely knew him, busy as he was traveling the world. What would be of man with no aspiration, for the other side to inspire or lead him? I knew it would come to this. Your father was a terrible mess of a man. I'm only grateful that he brought you to our home. Soon enough, not long after you were born, I hold no doubt that you will learn from his bad example and grow up to be a righteous gentleman. Rude, I think? What could there be greater than the efforts of mortals to rise from their miserable condition? We'll speak later, young man. We're busy. This is so sad. He was most dearest to me. You know, your father was a complicated man. He had a strong character and was stubborn as a mule when he had taken a determination. He believed he had a mission in this world, though I'm not sure he knew exactly what it was. That which avoids description, the unknown, provides men with a reason to exist. Why did he do this? This is an obscure domain, its secrets taken by man from the silence of nature and death. You were the young Beechworth, is that right? Your father left you everything, Anthony. The house, his accounts, and all of his belongings for you to receive when you come of age. He was very specific in his testament, though, that you should receive this promptly, his personal book log. Flip. These are the memoirs of my life, my research and knowledge of the other side. Use them wisely, son. No. Don't tell me what to do, Dad. The end. Dude, that was giga cliffhanger. Feels kind of bad, honestly. It was really good, though. I was pretty impressed with this. It had a few good spooks. The puzzles, for the most part, all made sense. It didn't have any terrible cases of video game logic. And the music was really fucking solid.